This is Damon Stevens with Finn Wealth Builders, and today is July 21st. It's a Wednesday, 2021, and this is stock market update of the stocks that we've been trading and that we're looking at on a daily basis. And you just got to say the market continues to be exciting. Our picks continue to nail it, and so hopefully you're taking an advantage of that and you're profitable. If you are, definitely like us and post your success on our forum here. But just let's get right into it. Take a look at today and see what's going to happen possibly tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to FinWealth Live. That way we can continue bringing this content to you and updates on what we're trading. And again, we're not financial advisors or brokers, but we're sharing with you what we're doing on a daily basis to hopefully help you out in your education as well as your trading. So let's get right into it here with the market today. Dow Jones was up 0.83%, NASDAQ up 0.92%, S&P 500 0.82%. So a nice green day across the board again. You can see on our heat map here, mostly green across the board, but we had a little key areas, a little weakness, Apple, Tesla, since some consumer defense, utilities was way down, real estate was down, financials were nice and strong. But you look here on this heat map across the world, and you see that it's pretty green across the board right now. So that's really a positive thing typically for the U.S. market as well, something to keep an eye on and watch. And that way you can kind of see possibly what tomorrow's going to bring. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, but right now things are looking pretty positive at this point. You can look at the scanner. You can see that on the scanner here we have a CEMI, which was a great trade today. We'll talk about that one, and Nuro and AEHR. And so let's go ahead and get into those and we'll talk about those. Some of these are repeat. So here's Nuro. This is a repeat that we talked about and just really kind of helped us out the other day. We skyrocketed from $3 up to almost $12. And today we went from $12 up to $38.67 as a high. So just talking about yesterday being a great day, today was a really great day. It just exploded on us and just skyrocketed. Pull back down here, even if you missed it today, it should have been on your radar if you're watching these videos because it was the first one we covered yesterday as well. And it was right on our front page. But you can see that you had a chance to pull back here to 22, back up to almost 30, and then back to 24 and 27. And then we pull back here and we're right at the 100 right now. So we'll see if we can bounce off that, get support. We're below these moving averages here, but we'll see if we can pull up here again. You see that we didn't pull back that far last time, but we talk about in our videos, 50% retracement. So if you can see this increase here, pulling back to around the 20 mark is about halfway. So that's getting you your 50% retracement. So as long as we have support here, looking at a possibly a run again. So something to pay attention to and continues to stay on our radar. So great day for Nuro. CMI or CEMI, you can see here it was at $2 with a high of $7. So great run. Yeah, it did have a little bit of a pullback if you missed it, down to about 5.5 and then back up to 7 again. You can see obviously this is a good strong area of resistance. We hit the same numbers, almost 7 on each one. And then you had a huge pullback here to the 50 moving average. So there's your 50% retracement again. So we'll see if we can hold the retracement here, bounce off of this, and try for another turn to try to get above the highs here at around $7. If we break the highs, we should climb higher. So we'll see where it goes, but just be careful. If it breaks the 50 line, more likely we're going to come down to 100 or the 200 line. So just be aware of that. But we did get a full 50% retracement on that. So just something to be cautious with, but definitely possibly gives a new opportunity tomorrow. As far as earnings are concerned, earnings, we're in the earnings season right now. Coca-Cola and Sands were the two that we're watching. You can see here on, if we go back here, so I don't have, let's see, here's Coke. So Coke here, if you caught it in the morning, you can see that yesterday started to get a little bit of a rally in preparation for the earnings report, and then you see that it dipped a little bit. But in the morning, you had this nice rally from this level here of support, 421 up to 434. So if you caught any of that, I gave you a nice little run. but there's a quick pullback here, and then you can see they kind of dropped off the rest of the day, right back down the level that it was the day before yesterday. So just before yesterday. So you can see here we're at the 200. So it could bounce up here. Less likely, more likely, I'm going to take this right off my list. Most time on earnings, you get this big run up and run down, or vice versa, and then it kind of settles out here. But Coke is not a big one for us, so I'm going to take it off my list here. We got enough good ones that are running here that I catch these runs on the earnings, and that's about it. So Las Vegas Sands, you can see here, nice run from $47 all the way up to 49. It's not really huge, but on a lower price stock, you could do pretty well off of it. You can see here from 49, it dipped clear back down here, right down below actually where the breakout happened. So, and then it would kind of bounce back up, and then you can kind of see this settle down here, and you got this downward wedge forming. Pattern forming down here. So, well, it's possible that Las Vegas Sands, from this reaction back down, they could pop up and go a little bit further, maybe back up to around 48.50. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to spend a lot of energy time on this. Seeing this pullback here, right back down to the baseline here of the breakout. But something we'll watch for at least another day before I take it off on Las Vegas Sands. AutoNation, you see that it gave us a nice run up. It was down here at 104, gave you a nice run up to 115, and today up to 121, and then settled back down kind of midway, so about a 50% retracement back down through this level here. We'll see if this gets enough energy to pull back up here. It could have ran up. I do like that it's above the 100. It's right on the 50. See if this will run up here again to 120. If it breaks down through there, then we're probably coming back down to this the 200, at least at 114 or below. So just be careful on that one. As far as MRNA, so this one's given us multi-day. So this is a multi-day trade that just continued to run up. You can see that today that we kind of pulled back here. The low here was 292. The high was back up here at 322. So you really had a nice run. If you caught any of this, you got a nice run back up, a $20 run you can't complain about. So MRNA just continues to deliver. So we'll see if it gives us some more. If it starts to consolidate and flatten out here, we'll take it off the list. But right now it's, we've had multiple days of MRNA running here, and I thought for sure it'd pull back more than it did. But you see it did find support twice on the 100. So obviously that support rallied up here above the moving averages. So that's a good bullish sign. Tesla's kind of flat here for the day. Didn't do anything with Tesla today. I'm just kind of monitoring it and looking for its next breakout or breakdown. NVAX, I told you this is like the another Tesla as far as it's moved, typically $10, $20 a day, and it does not disappoint. We had a low here, 197.50, a high of 215. You can see that you had a couple times to get in here. Even if you missed the first run up to 211, you had to pull back to 206 and then up to 215, back to 209, back up to 211. So it's giving you great opportunities to get in here and get some of this. And it's been doing this for a few weeks now. So we'll see if it continues to deliver. Right now it's in consolidation overnight. We'll see where it decides to go in the morning. It was heavily elevated. I thought for sure we'd have a greater pullback, which we did, but it rallied right back up here. So that's a very bullish sign. So let's see what else it can do for us tomorrow. As far as NVIDIA, been a really strong tech stock. Moved up, kind of peaked out here, 195, higher than 195, but 195 here yesterday. Pulled back down to 190, consolidated, ran back up to this 194. See if this will run up again. See if this will take us back up over this 195. If it does, then we could head towards 197 to 200 possibly before possibly another pullback. So if this does fail tomorrow and this retraces all the way back down this candle, it should find support here to the 192 level. If not, then we got the 100 down here. This marked out as well here that it could find support on. Chewy we put on here just because it looked like it possibly wanted to run. It was staying right above the 50 right here, here, and here. So we thought, well, it's got support. it may decide, just to continue to bounce off of that and give us nice little runs, which it has, not huge runs. You're talking about maybe $1. So not a real strong stock. We'll see if it does anything more than that, but not likely is from what I'm seeing on the chart and the price action. If we get another $1 on it, that's that'll be enough, and we'll probably take this one off the list. But we'll see what Chewy does for another day here, and if it gives us something more, then it'll remain on our list. DKNG, so DKNG had a nice little run up, 45.80 up to 48.79, and then 49.18 later on the day. Pull back down, a little consolidation. It's kind of this curl over of the moving averages makes me a little concerned that we may pull back to at least the 50 at 48.59. And if it breaks that, we could be coming back down to the 50. But you can see that it stays on the 20 pretty much for the most part. It's hit it multiple times. We'll see if it can bounce off of that. If it doesn't, it probably will come back down a little bit. If we can bounce off of that, then we can probably go up here, and we'll be trying to go towards this 49 or 50 range next. So on Adobe had this nice little run up to 612, pull back this morning to 603, and then a rally back up to 611, pull back to 606, and then up to 610, back down again, and then we peaked out here at 612, just under this high here. If we can go ahead and we break that high, next level up would be 614. If not, then we could possibly be going up here to high of 617. If we do not and it fails, see this big long breakup candle, we probably go back down here and retrace this entire candle and hopefully find support here on the 50 moving average. Microsoft had a nice little run up to 281 almost, a pullback to 277.29 quickly, and then a ran back up to 280, back to 279. So you can see that the end of the day on a nice bullish move above these prior highs, which were equal, right? So we had a breakout, basically is what happened at the end of the day. So we'll see if that can continue to rally up here. You can see that we had it marked out 281, 282. I don't have anything marked out above that. So we'll see if this continues to rally, possibly rally up to newer highs. Amazon's had a nice long rally. We've had some pullbacks along the way. So you can see today, this is actually on a daily chart now. The others were on an intraday chart. You can see here that it's trying to slowly work its way up. It is still sitting under the 5 and the 10 moving average, but it's above the 20. We'll see if this continues to creep up. It may. Earnings are just coming up here in a week, so that'll probably determine whether or not this is going to rally or not. Could possibly do it before, but for right now, it looks like it's consolidating. Sometimes it does that before earnings, once it's had a big rally, to see if it was justified to run that far, or if it's got to pull back and reset a little bit. And you can see here the 200 for Amazon seems like a better area of support than some of the other moving averages, which means this could potentially pull back clear to 32.20. If it does, just make sure you're locking in profits. If you've taken this rally up here, lock in your profits, because that's a pretty far drop here. But if it does find that it's justified in its rally, then we could be heading back up to 3,800. So just be careful on this stock right now. The dollar index, dollar's flat here. It got above this next pivot line, and it found support. It's just barely above that 5, so it's sitting there trying to find support to rally up. If it gets weak again for another day, it could possibly fall back down to the 20 here at 92. So we'll see. It's trying to break up here, so we'll see if it can do that. If it can head up towards this 93 again. But a weak dollar helps the stock market move. The VIX, we continue to see these spikes. We talked about this spike we had up here, and then we had basically a full recovery of the stock, which has happened, several times, as you can see throughout the history here. So we pretty much rallied. We pretty much start back at the 20 again. So we'll see if we stay low, if we stay below, this 18, 19 level, especially down to 16 and 14s, and you're really going to have a nice rally, continue to make highs in the market. You can see here on the S&P 500, this support line has continued to hold on the 50. And again, we talked about this yesterday. We pulled down to the 50. We had a nice rally up, 50% retracement, closed the gap. We ran up again, up this candle here, about 50%. We'll see if we can make it back up to 437 here, by the end of the week. And if so, then we could possibly start breaking up towards new highs. You can see here that we have it all lined out here. We've kind of broken this next support resistance line. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Triple Qs, same thing. It's found support, rallied off. We're right in between our support and resistance. We'll see if this can make a reach for breaking back out again. On semiconductors, you can see this big long pullback. And then we had a bit of retracement, break over the resistance levels, and we're just under the next resistance level here at 257.72. So we'll see if we can break that. If we can, then we're heading back up to 262, and then possibly to new highs here again. If not, if it does break down, then it probably is going to retrace this breakup candle and come down to the 50. IWM break down almost to the 200. But you can see that it's rallied up and continues to try to rally. It's getting above the moving averages, but not quite there. It's above the 50, which is the most important level to show that it's got some bullish momentum. So we'll see if that continues to ride up there, but being over the 50 is helpful in helping us to determine whether or not it's ready to run or not. The financials had a pullback to the support level. This is the second time. Rallied back up. It's just under this resistance line, which you can see all this consolidation that's occurred. That's going to be probably hard for it to rally through unless it gaps above it. If it does gap above it, then we're heading towards 37.37 and then 38.60 and then beyond. Gold has found some weakness here. It broke just below our support line here. See if it can rally up tomorrow, but right now it's below the support line, which makes me nervous. This could come back to 1750 range if it doesn't find strength. So we'll keep an eye on that. Silver found support on our support line here, bounced off, headed back towards the 200, but it's still below all the moving averages. Silver, if it can continue to get above that 200, we can see it try to rally back up. Bitcoin, pulled clear back down here, just around below the 30,000 mark. Then it rallied right back up, trying to get up to that 32,000 and over it. It's got a lot of resistance there. The 20 moving averages right there. So we got to see, does it break through and start to find support and rally back up again, or is this just, a way of just trying to pull back up and then possibly fall back down again. So watch it. This has been, trending down for a long time. Definitely not bullish yet. The 50 moving average is up here, around 30, this 35,000. So it's got to get above there before, we can start to get that bullish momentum going. Ethereum, you can see here it found support as well as it did prior, right? Multiple times. And you see that it rallied up just under the 200 and found resistance at the 200, which is very common. We've seen this over and over again. So we'll see if it can break through there, or if it's going to have weakness, it could come back and just be consolidating here as it did back here and prior. So we'll keep an eye on that and look for a breakout or a breakdown below those lines or above those lines. So DOGE, same thing, try to rally up. You see it's consolidating here as it did before. Not ready to break out yet. It's below the 20 still. So it's kind of right in the middle. So we'll see what happens the rest of this week. But that's our stocks. Those are the ones we're watching, for tomorrow. Definitely, watch the upcoming earnings reports. For tomorrow, you have Crocs that we're watching in the morning, CROCS, and we have Snap and Capital One are the ones that we're watching tomorrow. Those are on the charts here. You can always review the video again at the beginning if you don't have the calendar laid out for you. Just be safe out there, though. We're up in the highs, so I mean it could pull back, and we've not had a huge retracement yet in the market. Could happen anytime, but in the meantime, it's very bullish. We're having trades every day that are moving in a positive direction. But stay safe out there, and we will talk more tomorrow.